What's good, people? So basically, I come to talk about the statues and monuments, my little 2 cents on the statues and monuments that has been removed because these statues represent slave owners, colonialism, basically. These statues of people who actually made money off slavery. So I'm saying they profit from slavery. And they essentially what made the United Kingdom so rich. And these statues represent a system where one set of group oppressed the other, and you had leaders in these groups. So I'm saying you had leaders in these groups, and leaders in these groups were, after they die, were given statues, were written about in history books. But as far as the truth is concerned, to certain people, that was not the case. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't like certain truth that you hear about Christopher Columbus and all these other guys that were not true. That's what I'm saying. So they made they made colonization rich and wealthy in all European countries. So these statues are a representation of what mass or I use the word mass murder, mass genocide on certain group of people, like the African diaspora. And these statues are these people were given statues. That's what I'm saying. Now there's bit of like, okay, in UK, the city called Bristol, Edward Colston, his statue got ripped down and thrown in the river. But people are saying like, why? Some people agree with it, some people are not. But I just got one thing to say, right? These statues that represent mass genocide and murderation of people and colonization, these statues should be in a museum. You understand? They should be in a museum because Germany has got nothing with Hitler. Not no street, no memorial, no statue, no. They ain't got nothing showing what Hitler done. Nothing. They wipe him completely off the history books. Now, why is it such a big deal for the UK to get rid of these monumental figures of people who represent a past that they essentially were genocidal, like King Leopold, like not in but in Belgium, King Leopold II massacre millions of Congolese, millions. The slave trade transport how many people through the Atlantic trade slave to Europe, the amount of money that these guys made, and they were given statues and monuments. So why is it such an issue to get rid of those statues? Because if you're a person of color, right, you're passing these statues every day. This is what these statues represent what these people have done to my forefathers, my ancestors. But in Germany, Hitler statue is not there because Hitler represent a genocidal, you know what I mean, a genocidal oppression system at that time that causes World War II. You know what I'm saying? So why do you have this guy removed, but you don't have guys like you don't want guys like Edward Colson or whatever, Edward Colson statues and monuments to be removed from Bristol? Like, I don't see the issue. These statues should be ripped down, torn apart, and get rid of. These statues represent genocidal killers, genocidal maniacs. They should not be allowed to be on public display. They should be in a museum. You understand? But this is where the topic gets real interesting right now. What statue should go and what should not go? Churchill statue, they said that he should go because he supported certain things. Me personally think like, okay, Churchill represent certain thing, but as far as like the slave trade was a bit extreme And those people of the statue should go. If I represent the idea and you don't agree with my idea and I agree with your idea, that and I do good things for my country, that necessarily mean that I'm a bad person or whatever it is. It could be I'm a bad person or not, but if I'm not transporting loads of slaves, I'm not profiting from it. Churchill's statue in certain aspects should remain. So I'm saying there's a limit that you have to take with this. There's a limit. There's a line you have to draw. You have to balance it out. You can't just say all statues. No, that's what I'm saying. Even though I don't agree with Churchill ideology or whatever it is, but at the same time, it's like you can't just press the buttons. You have to like. Did Churchill transport millions of slaves? He may agree with certain ideology, like from the far right, that we don't agree with, but at the same time, it's like, did he do mass genocide? Did he transport loads of slaves from the North Atlantic to the trains? You know what I'm saying? So there's a bit of leniency that you have to give. That's what I'm saying. That's my opinion, though. Like, you don't have to agree with it or you don't have to agree with it. That's just up to you. That's what I'm saying. But there's a certain line that you have to draw in the sand. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these other statues should go. Like, Christopher Columbus statue should go. He's the worst. I grew up in school hearing about this guy was a great See, and this is the fucked up thing about this colonial system, right? You grew up in school hearing about Christopher Columbus. He's a great explorer. He discovered the new world. You know what I'm saying? Like, he discovered Americas. They tell you he's a great adventurer and this and they made cartoons of him. I was like, wow. Growing up, I always wanted to be like Christopher Columbus. This is the thing that they indoctrinate in someone's brain. Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus was a master genocider. He raped, he murdered, and he massacred indigenous people in the Americas and took their land and their gold and keep them as slaves. He like the numbers are countless what this guy has done. They said he's a discoverer, and nah, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He's a murderer, genocidal type. You see, the thing is, and these people are celebrated. These people got statues and monuments. This is why the brain of people are so closed in this kind of system. Our brain is closed and clogged up. We need to unplug these type of things. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying all statues should go. You know, some statues like. Honestly, I think the Churchill statue should go. He may have a different ideology, but it's his actions that's what is important. Everyone has a different ideology. No one's going to agree with me and no one's going to agree with you. That doesn't mean, like, look at Mandela. Not everyone agrees with Mandela, but he did great things. He went into jail and he was you know what I mean? Not everyone agreed with Mandela. Not everyone agreed with Gandhi. But it's their actions and what they, fortitude and what they have done that represent a kind of symbolic thing that they do for their own people. You understand? Gandhi didn't do mass genocide. Do you know what it is? I based it on the body count. So I'm saying I base it on the body count and the level of body count and how it's been done. If it's mass genocide, then none of these guys should have statues. Facts, right? That's what I'm saying. So that's the way I see it. If anyone else don't see it like that, I don't know. You're part of this. If you're not part of the solution, that means you're part of the problem. That's the way I see it. That's what I'm saying. Because how can you support a genocidal person that kill him? No matter what, black, white, as you don't support genocidal freaks of natures. You don't do that. That's what I'm saying. So that's just my take on it, though, because people get in their feelings about this. Englishmen get in their feelings about Churchill, and rightfully so. Like, he helped them in World War. Is what I'm saying. Churchill brings them out of a World War II type of situation. Rightfully so. They should feel a way about Churchill statues being remain. Like, so I'm saying, like, I ain't a cool or nothing, but like, did Churchill got mad body count, like genocidal body count, like. You know what I mean? He did agree with ideology. I did agree with it, but I could agree and disagree with loads of different shit. I ain't got a lot of body counts on me, and if I'm doing good for my country, give me a fucking statue. But if I got mad genocidal numbers transporting people from one part to the Atlantic to the next, slavery, no statue. Simple. It's not rocket science, is it? It's just that some people agree with some fuckery shit and slavery shit. That's why they're pissed off. Because people who agree with slavery shit, they're fucked themselves. They want this because the system benefits them and their white supremacy. That's why. That's what I'm saying. And when you tell one of these people about it, they're like, "Oh no, this don't agree. How can I benefit from white supremacy? Like, I'm not. I have to work every day. I have to go jogging every day. I have to do it. You know what I mean? I have to work up 9 to 5 every day. I work harder than any. Is what I'm saying, and rightfully so. But the thing is about those people, right? They haven't got a clue what white supremacy is. Me and you walking down the street, I'm coming from the gym wearing a certain type of clothes with my handbag. They think I just robbed someone. You're coming from the gym, walking with your gym outfit. They think you're coming from the gym. The thing about it is that that's how white supremacy works. I get a ticket for jaywalking. You just get, oh, sorry, excuse me. That's what I'm saying. Some people don't understand the levels of how this shit works. You know? And they're saying black people are too emotional. Black people we're not emotional enough. That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. Some people think of one thing and some people think of the other thing. But me personally, about this statue thing, they should all fucking go. Christopher Columbus, King Leopold II, Edward Colson, they should all fucking go. These are genocidal. I don't understand what's the debate. What's the big... The thing is, yeah, I know exactly what it is, yeah? It's because of black lives. It's just black people represent this type of thing to say we're expendable. That's why people get in their feelings, because black people in certain levels are expendable. That's what I'm saying. We don't fit like, and see, and this is how colonial plays a very in the human psyche, because when we see a white guy we see pure, we see this, we see, when we see a black guy we see negative, we see downgrade, we see, and this is the system that people are fighting against. This is what exactly that the people are fighting against, this type of system, this type of mentality, this type of thinking. I'm walking on the street. If I'm walking on the street, right, they would assume I'm robbing someone. They're not going to assume that, okay, I've got a backpack, I'm coming from gym, I'm coming from like the library, or I'm coming from studying, or was doing something positive. All because the thing is about when a police see a black man, he see a criminal. When he see a white man, he sees his family member. A policeman see a white guy, he sees his son, he sees his uncle, he sees his brother, he see, you know what I'm saying? When you see a black man, he see a victim, he see a thief, a murderer, all of that. And this is the system that people, this Black Lives Matter movement is fighting against. This is what's sparking certain change globally. And shout out to all the white people and them that's turning up and supporting the cause, because I'll be honest with you, it's like white people been there from day one. Abolitionists, or is abolition the word? Yeah, abolitionists. Yeah, they've been helping black people from day one through the Underground Railroad to get to, you know what I mean, north to Canada, and that for freedom. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit where credit is due. It's not all white people agreed with slavery at some point. 20% didn't agree with it. 80% did, but you boil the number down for yourself, innit? That's what I'm saying? And the other 20 that didn't agree with it, they were slightly prejudiced themselves. So either way, but they did help out black people back in the day. The Underground Railroad and things like this, and abolitionists and against slavery. There were some white people that actually did come for the cause. So when people say, oh, this and that, we're not talking about all white people, you know what I mean? Like, nah, that's why we say Black Lives Matters. Like, even some white people, they understand it, because there's a lot of white people back in it that have helped towards the cause. Even in slavery time, they have helped through the Underground Rail. They have helped. So you have to give credit where credit is due at the same time. To those small minority of people, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Those small people, small set of white people that did help, you have to give them credit at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is what it is though. But that was just my 2 cents on the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to make this video longer than it already is, and I'm trying to rack up some views, and just like, share, and subscribe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, some such you should go and some shouldn't. Like, as what I said, I equate it to the body count. Because if Churchill done good for England, he done good for England. If he had an ideology that didn't suit your rhetoric, that's just his ideology. How much did he massacre and slaughter thousands of people for his own profit and benefit? You know what I mean? Did he like, he could have the same view as Hitler, but did he massacre thousands of black people and millions of black people? Nah, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So how exactly his statue is meant to leave? If his statues represent the Queen and whatever they've done, they've done, some statues should go and some shouldn't. That's the way it is. That's what I'm saying. So that was just my 2 cents on the whole situation, though. But we're emotional, but we're not emotional enough, and we should keep it constructive. Some statues should go. The slave trader statue should go. These motherfucker statues should go. These mass murderers, they should go. Columbus statue should fucking definitely go. He has a holiday named after him. How the Columbus has a holiday named after him. That's what I'm saying. His shit should definitely go. Like, how the fuck you have a holiday named after you for much? You slaughter over hundreds of millions of people. You got a fucking holiday named after you. Bullshit, brethren. But, end of the day is what it is. Yeah? But anyways, this is my 2 cents. One love, one life, peace, love, life, unity. One order. You don't know the road code. Dice game.